Mr. President, I was really hoping as part of your efforts to set up a bipartisan cabinet that you would name me your next Secretary of State. However, Mr. President, I understand how the political process works. You needed to give your rival Hillary Clinton a post so she'd keep her royal trap shut. I understand that perfectly, Mr. President. However, I do hope that when Bill does something stupid and that Hillary has to resign as a result of the unfolding scandal, that you will remember to appoint me your Secretary of State. Remember, Mr. President, I wrote an article in the newspaper a few weeks ago saying that you should be the head of the New World Order. Therefore, Mr. President, I hope you would keep that in mind and name me your next Secretary of State. Mr. President, I understand you're thinking of shutting down the torture at Guantanamo Bay. Mr. President, I think this is a big mistake. Mr. President, I've always considered myself an expert on torture. Remember how when I overthrew the government of Chilean President Salvador Allende back in the early 1970s, how a lot of the Chilean people seemed to be quite upset for some reason that I had overthrown the democratically elected president. So we had no other choice but to instruct the military junta to torture these people. Mr. President, last weekend, British Prime Minister Gordon Brown visited you talking about a global New Deal for the world in which Britain and America would be the major participants of the global New Deal. Mr. President, I think we should have a global New Deal on torture for the New World Order. I am proposing this already. Already I have a few friends from Japanese intelligence service who have been down in Guantanamo Bay torturing the Al-Qaeda inmates down there to get them to talk. So, Mr. President, I ask you to watch the following tape and hopefully you will approve my global New Deal on torture for the New World Order.
あなたも私のビンタで天国に行ってみる？そんなに殺されたいなら私に任せて。猛烈ビンタの後はグーで殴って楽にしてあげるから。
Mr. President, I've got some bad news and some good news about that tape on the global New Deal torture for the New World Order. The bad news is the tape fell into the hand of CNN, and CNN has been broadcasting that tape for the past 24 hours. The good news, though, Mr. President, is that millions of men across America of various races and religions and backgrounds have been turning themselves in to the local police headquarters or the FBI, saying that they are Al-Qaeda operatives. Therefore, Mr. President, with these millions of men stepping forward, admitting that they are Al-Qaeda, Mr. President, your administration has uncovered the biggest ring of Al-Qaeda operatives in history, something the Bush administration never did during its entire 8 years in office. I congratulate you, Mr. President, as I congratulate myself. And remember, name me your next Secretary of State.